Welcome back to The Line and our last topic of discussion. And what a better way to bag the week, than a debate over plastic bags and straws and styrofoam food containers. Albuquerque this week became the latest municipality to propose restrictions on single-use plastics at restaurants and retail shops. That proposal would make it a misdemeanor to provide customers with those plastic items and containers, although there would be a grace period for those retailers to make that transition, Tom. The measure was brought forward by 4 city councilors, Mr. Benton, Ms. Borrego, Pat Davis, and Ms. Gibson, but surprisingly, a lot of pushback out there. What's your top line sense of this? Some municipalities, like we'll talk about Santa Fe in a second, some folks are almost like they're ready to go there. And then some munis are not quite ready to go there. Some are, some aren't. Where's Albuquerque at on this thing?
Well, I think it's the right thing to do.
Okay.
Whether or not we get there is a whole other issue. There's going to be a lot of changes, but I think with the amount of single-use plastics that are here, whether it's plastic forks, straws, plastic wrappers, even the shopping bags, which I seem to have a collection in my backyard that happens whenever the wind blows in Albuquerque, which is hot, by the way.
Yes.
And
a lot of bags.
I think it's long overdue. I don't mind paying the 10 cents if all of a sudden I forget my recyclable bags.
That's okay for you. That works for you.
Yeah.
The little 10-cent thing?
Oh,
Okay.
absolutely. Actually, up to 25 cents. Just let's make it meaningful.
I love it.
So people actually make change.
Bow tie, beard, and bucks. Daddy Warbucks over there.
Well, I'll give you bags if you would like.
There you go.
I'd be more than happy to share.
There you go. Sophie, the idea that, Tom won't mind. Some people do mind, actually. They feel it's like an unmandated tax they don't want to pay, and it's
Some
not
people
quite
just
fair,
mind. Some
and-
people just mind. I think they enjoy minding.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're going to get, tweets about that. But,
Sure.
But, here's what I'm seeing on Facebook. I still run the Duke City Fix Facebook page. And when we posted the first article about this, overwhelming support from Duke City Fix readers, Duke City Fix fans. These are people in Albuquerque who say, whew, about time. We want to be ahead of the pack. We want to be progressive. I mean, for me, it was like a Christmas Day, the things that I've been, like crazily buttonholing people about on the internet, all in one bill, straws and styrofoam and plastic bags.
Right.
It's like, oh, I can't believe it. But yeah, there are people who are going to object. And we saw that fascinating viral video of this guy, it wasn't in New Mexico, but who basically launched himself over a McDonald's counter at an employee because she didn't have a straw for him.
Right.
Some people, I'm sorry, are unhinged, and some people do not like even the slightest bit of inconvenience. But you know what? This is where our world is going, and let's get going. Our wildlife needs it.
That's right.
Our own personal health is probably being affected by the plastics as well. And as you said, I live in the Southeast. One of the constant complaints from neighbors and neighborhood associations down there are the trash and the bags that get
What are we
thrown
going to do?
about.
What are we going to do on that windy spring day?
How will we know
Lovely
the wind is
sound of New
blowing?
Mexico with 10,000 plastic bags in your backyard.
Fluttering in the wind. Right.
Sound like your bicycle with a cart in it.
I had one
Well,
jump onto the front of my car the other day.
Oh, no
driving
kidding.
back.
It attacked you.
The new tumbleweeds.
Yeah,
Right,
it's
like an
exactly.
action
I mean, this is, if I were still teaching at UNM, this is such a classic clash of philosophies in terms of the regulatory state and then on the other hand, and people really thinking that, we do need to take some governmental action to change lifestyle, to change human behavior, because otherwise it won't happen, versus leave me alone, I'll make my own choices.
Right.
These things come to play in a variety of different ways. In this case, it just takes a long time, I think, to learn how to change lifestyles that might have the greater good, in this case, environmental sustainability. I remember first of all, I had to remember some time ago to take my cloth bags in when I went to the grocery store. And I remember very clearly the clerks not knowing what to do with them when I was checking out. That's no longer the case.
Right.
Where I go to shop for my groceries, they not only know what to do with them, they'll give me a few points and a little bit of credit as a token of appreciation for bringing my own bags.
You hit something there, incentivizing folks. You can ding them for a dime, or you can incentivize folks with that other end.
Yeah,
of
and
the
I kind of
financial
like
scale.
that idea
Okay.
of arranging cooperation between the consumer and the business.
Gotcha.
Well, and then you got the whole, then you can go with the whole Costco, Sam's approach, which is they give you nothing. You just wheel the cart out and you stack the individual
They
items.
say, do you need a box?
Yeah, and then if they say, nowadays they say, do you need a box? You say, yes, they point. They're over there. So you got to go get your own box. You got to put your stuff in there.
Is that
you know,
Sam's
yeah, Costco does that too.
Is it the fact that we're an inland state, certainly, and I'm not being a wise guy here.
We don't
but
have turtles.
We don't have turtles, but when you think about those masses of plastic on our oceans that we see on the news now, just kind of
Well, it's not
bigger
just
than
on
the
our
size
oceans.
of
It's not
half
just,
of
it's just
Texas.
not here. I mean, it's,
right.
you got that one plastic deal that's moving across the ocean. It's like the size of Rhode Island.
Right.
It's in that one place where all the waters meet and different streams flow in and stuff. But I mean, this is, you know, look, I'll be the odd man out. I mean, at some point, it's, you know, is it the government's job to tell people you're not getting a straw, you're not getting styrofoam? Or is it better to let businesses have businesses that say, hey, listen, we're going to give you an opportunity.
You have the classic prisoner's dilemma in that case, right? I use this analogy sometimes. It's the liquor industry saying, I can't stop advertising because those guys are advertising, and government comes in and says, none of you will advertise, and the businesses all say, good, we'll use that money somewhere else. And for our businesses here, you know, I actually have frequent conversations with a cafe owner in the building where I work, and we talk about things like straws and stuff like that. And he says, you know, I'd love to get rid of them. I don't need to stock them. I don't need to buy them. I have a small selection for people who really need them, but not having to stock them is great. The problem is that if we don't all not stock them, prisoner's dilemma, if we don't all not stock them, I get a disproportionate number of complaints from people who just expect it.
I just wonder how I'm going to get my soup home from the from the restaurant now if I can't get a.
Innovation. There's going to be
I'm going to be walking out. I'm going to be walking out like this.
This is a
Sophie,
business
You just
opportunity.
pour it in my hand, and I'm going to run out to the car.
This is a business
Pour it in my cup
opportunity
lentil
for
soup,
some
right?
New Mexico
While we don't
business.
have, go ahead, yeah. While we don't have the floating mass of plastic and stuff, we do have those annoying shopping store bags that are getting caught up on sage.
That's right.
They're really destroying the aesthetics of the environment.
You
let
go to
alone the
places. You go. We went out to, was it Tent Rock? My wife and I were walking not too long ago out there, and I mean, you feel like you're out in the middle of nowhere, and literally, we're walking around the corner, we hear a noise, and there's 3 plastic bags stuck to a tree blown. I'm like, how in the heck did those things get out here? Those things are like cockroaches. They
You know what
survive
makes
anything.
it really,
they are.
what brings it back for me too, those pictures of federal lands with the garbage piling up because of the federal government shutdown. The garbage piling up, and you look at it and it is like styrofoam
right.
and plastic bags and all that
Yes,
stuff.
that's the landfill.
Just gathered there, and so we don't have the garbage patch out in the ocean that we're seeing every day. But those pictures, I think, have been really potent.
I think you should just take your plastic products and throw them in the fireplace and let them burn in the house.
That is not the answer.
I think you grind them into a powder and snort
the
them.
styrofoam makes a really funny blue light when it's burning.
You didn't hear that, folks. That's all the time we have for this week. We'd love to hear about what you think any of the topics we tackled on the show this week. Sound off at NewMexicoInFocus.org or our Facebook page. And we also encourage you to join our Facebook group, Focus on New Mexico.